Good morning, dear students. Today I will continue explaining Unit 13 in Oxford Discover. Please open your books, the student book, on page 129. Okay, guys, today we will be talking about the main idea and the supporting details. The main idea, an entire reading will have one main idea. Also, each paragraph or section in the reading will usually have its own main idea. So in any paragraph we're reading or a story that we're reading, we will have one main idea only. Supporting details explain the main idea of a reading or a paragraph. Supporting details are the details that happened that supports the main idea. Now, I will read for you a paragraph, and you will know exactly what is the main idea and what are the supporting details. Let's read. Read the information, write the main idea and the three supporting details in the graphic organizer. Derek is very interested in news from around the world. Every morning, while he eats breakfast, he reads the newspaper. On the train to work, he uses his smartphone to check news on the web. After he returns home at night, Derek watches news on television and then discusses it on a social network with his friends. Okay, guys, so what is the main idea here? Perfect. The main idea is Derek is very interested in news from around the world. Okay, what are the supporting details? We have 3 spaces for supporting details, so we are supposed to write 3 supporting details. Perfect. Supporting detail number 1 is he reads the newspaper while he eats breakfast. Supporting detail number 2, he checks internet news on his smartphone on the way to work. Supporting detail number 3, at night he watches news on television and discusses it on a social network. Okay, simply guys, the main idea, we said what the paragraph is talking about. And the supporting details are the events that happened, or the points that supported what the main idea is about. Let's turn to the words in context. We have the word journalist, newsreels, radio station, latest. Okay, guys, let's check the PowerPoint that I have prepared for you to understand more the meanings of the words in context. Okay, guys, here is a journalist. She has her mic and she's talking about a certain topic. She's a journalist. She makes a report about a certain incident or about a certain topic, and she writes it down, whether in a newspaper or a magazine. A journalist. She's a person, or he is a person, whose job is to collect and report news for newspaper, TV, or magazines. Newsreels. What are the newsreels? Newsreels are short films of news that were shown in movie theaters in the past. They are short films that tells us news about a certain age, a certain period of time, and these newsreels were shown in theaters from a very long time ago in the past. Newsreels. Radio station. Okay, guys, I'm sure that all of you know what's the meaning of radio station. Radio station is a company that broadcasts programs on the radio or on TV. Radio station. This is a radio station. Last word is latest. Latest means the newest. For example, when we just go to a clothes shop or something, we just ask the salesman to show us the latest things that has arrived to them. Latest. Back to our book. Now you will listen to the comprehension of Unit 13.
Page 130. Read. From newspapers to smartphones. The rise of the mass media.
Thanks to the mass media, information travels fast. Journalist Megan Michaels interviews Dr. Philip Kendall, a mass media expert.
Good morning, Dr. Kendall. People like to share information, don't they?
Yes. Long ago, when early humans made a discovery, they told their friends. Information spread from person to person. However, mass media is different. It brings news and information to many people very quickly.
When did mass media begin?
In 1440, Johannes Gutenberg changed the way information was shared. He invented the printing press. Before the printing press, people had to make books by hand. This was a slow process. His invention could quickly print many copies of a book. Then, about 150 years later, people printed the first newspapers in Europe. Today, millions of people around the world read newspapers every day.
How many newspapers are there?
There are over 6,000 daily newspapers in the world today. Publishers print over 700 million copies each day. Magazines are also popular because they focus on one subject, such as news, movies, fashion, or sports. Advertising helps to pay for the cost of publishing newspapers and magazines.
So what happened next in the history of mass media?
Movies, or moving pictures, were invented over 100 years ago. At that time, people started to film news and events from around the world. These short news films were called newsreels. When people went to the theater to watch a movie, they could also watch the news.
And then the television came next, right?
Actually, the radio came next. It began about the same time as movies, but the first radio station didn't broadcast until 1920. Today, there are over 44,000 radio stations around the world.
Do people still get their news from the radio?
Yes, they do. Many radio stations report the news every hour. Some stations broadcast the news all the time. People can listen to the news while they drive or work.
When did television broadcasting start?
It started in the 1930s. Now, television is everywhere, bringing news and entertainment to people around the world. Some events are broadcast live while they are happening.
So people have a lot of choices for their news, don't they?
They do, but you mustn't forget the latest choice, the web. Today, around 40% of the people in the world use the web. The web uses the internet to give us 24-hour news, and people can share information through social networks and blogs. Also, over 2 billion people now have smartphones. They can access the web wherever they go.
We live in very interesting times.
That's true. It will be exciting to see what's next in the world of mass media.
Okay, guys, so let's turn the page to page number 132 and answer the questions on the comprehension. Question A, Write the number of each detail beside the correct main idea in the chart. We have to fill this in. Okay, main ideas. Gutenberg changed the way information travels. Newspapers and magazines are very popular. Moving pictures changed the way people got news. The web is used a lot today. So number one should be, the web is used a lot today. Number two should be, newspapers and magazines are very popular. Number three should be, moving pictures changed the way people got news. And number four should be, Gutenberg changed the way information traveled. Let's turn to question B. Write the types of mass media in the order in which they appeared in history, as we have heard in the audio. The web, newsreels, television, radio, newspaper. We will organize them from the oldest to the newest. So number one should be newspaper. Number two, newsreel. Number three, radio. Number four, television. Number five, the web. Okay, here, letter C, words in context. Read each numbered sentence, then circle 2 correct answers for each sentence. Number 1, Megan Michaels is a journalist. Okay, so we have here 2 correct answers. What are they? They are B and C. She asks questions. C, she writes down information. Number 2, people watch newsreels. Yes, the answer should be A. Newsreels gave news. Letter B, people saw them at theaters. Number 3, there are many radio stations in the world. The answers should be they broadcast news, and C, some broadcasts music. Number 4, the web is the latest choice for news. The answer should be it's the newest choice, and C, it didn't exist many years ago. Okay, guys. So let's turn the page. Now, this is the grammar lesson, and I will explain it to you in the coming audio. Thank you for listening. Bye.